Welcome to Denver Startup Week. I'm Tammy Dorr, President and CEO of the Downtown Denver Partnership and co-chair of Denver Startup Week. This year marks the 10-year anniversary of Denver Startup Week. DSW has been the catalyst for lots of change over the past decade. And this week, we're coming together to celebrate the past and dream big for the future. We are able to bring Denver Startup Week to this community thanks to our 2021 sponsors. Thank you to our HQ and title sponsor, Amazon, and our title sponsors whose leadership makes this week come to life. Capital One Cafe, Downtown Denver Partnership, Fluid Truck, Hotel Engine, and WeWork. And our track sponsors who have made all of the great content you're hearing today possible, our founder track sponsor, Kickstart, growth track sponsor, Friday Health Plans, developer track sponsor, Quizlet, product track sponsor, Palantir, our designer track sponsor, Battery 621, and the Public Works, people track sponsor, Exactly, and spotlight event sponsor, Strat Labs. Our headline event sponsors are bringing the excitement to the week. Thank you to B-Side Fund, Colorado Public Radio, Comcast, Coors Brewing, Denver Pavilions, Entrepreneurship at the University of Denver, JP Morgan Chase, Method, Moss Adams, Pi Insurance, Promontory Mortgage, Path, Southwest, Tattered Cover, and VF Venture Foundry. Finally, thank you to our partner and member sponsors, all listed on the screen. Please say thank you to these companies as you enjoy our hybrid Denver Startup Week. And don't forget, use the hashtag DenStartupWeek to share your experiences and moments of inspiration on social media. Have a great week.
I'm Jimmy Eberhard. I'm the founder and CEO of Fluid Truck. Fluid Truck is growing rapidly. We're currently the fastest growing company in Colorado. We're going out there and transforming huge problems in fleets and deliveries and really providing a platform that gives anybody access to the right vehicle when they need it. Fluid's culture is a really unique one. It's a place where you get the opportunity to challenge, and I kind of look at it as like it's a choose your own adventure book. You step in, we're going to push the challenges, stuff that we're not even sure is possible, but we're going to go out there and try to build it. And it's amazing to watch people that stepped inside of us in the last year and now coming in and building, growing, leading teams. We're a testing ground and a proving ground. It's going to build some of the next technology leaders for the next generation. I love Denver Startup Week. I love people that are out there building, creating, starting companies, taking a chance and saying, hey, I've got this idea. Let's give it a go. And so just taking the challenge and going out and trying. That's what Denver Startup Week is all about. Fluid Truck is in a rapid scale mode. We've launched 27 markets this year already, and we're continuing to expand out and build across the US. For anybody that's ambitious, that's going out there and wants to change the world, come join us. We're out there building big stuff, and we need people that want to come lead, challenge, and go out there and transform the industry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Denver Startup Pitch Competition. Woo! There's a lot of great energy in this room. So for those of you who are watching virtually, we just want to welcome you in. Wish you were here physically, but hopefully some of this energy will transfer through the Zoom radio waves, TV waves that we have going on here. My name's Olivia Omega. I'm the founder track chair of Denver Startup Week, and I'm so excited to be here, just encouraging and celebrating the entrepreneurs and founders that are going to pitch here tonight. Before we kick it off, I do want to give a special thanks to our sponsor here. I want to welcome Kent Bassett up to the stage, head of VF, founder of Venture Foundry, again, our sponsor for tonight, and he has some amazing words for you. Again, give him a round of applause as we thank him for sponsoring tonight's event.
Thank you, Olivia. It's great to be here tonight. So as Olivia mentioned, VF Venture Foundry is a new incubator, a new venture studio based here in Colorado. We work hand in hand with entrepreneurs to accelerate our growth portfolio. Our brands include such iconic brands such as Supreme, North Face, Vans, Timberland, and about 10 other notable brands that you've probably heard of. And we focus on the entrepreneurial process. So we bring in entrepreneurs, we work hand in hand with them, we validate concepts and problems with the consumer in mind, and we then bring those concepts to market. We focus on 4 different opportunity spaces. Those include health and wellness, or our take on it is called health and self, virtual goods and experiences, marketplaces, and sustainable and active lifestyles. We focus on new business models. So new business models would include marketplaces, communities, SaaS-based products, apps, things of that nature. We don't focus on product per se. We focus on new business models that can really augment our portfolio. And we're super excited to host this event as a new incubator here based in Colorado. We want to focus on entrepreneurs and bring those entrepreneurs into our process. So we're really focused on helping the entrepreneur to develop their ideas. And this is a great way to support that process and to support the entrepreneurial community here in Colorado. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm a huge VF fan, love the brands, love their specific commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and that they're Denver based. So definitely check out the VF Venture Foundry. All right. Thank you, Kent, so much. We are going to move on tonight. Just to let you know, we are going to hear from 8 founders, 8 Denver-based startups who have advanced through 3 rounds. This is tough work, y'all. If you ever pitched anything, you know that this is tough work. 3 rounds of evaluation by various esteemed panels and semi-finalist judges, etc. So I just want to thank our preliminary and pre-finalist judges, and there's a list, so bear with me here. Here we go. Michael Beavis, I want to thank you. I want to thank Taryn Elliott, Ellen Caviglia-Clark, Nate Greenlee, Nick Champion, James Kammer, Gregarious Naren, Aaron Graham, Bo Bergman, Dave Westall, Barbara Brooks, Sean Vamberscott, Jay Myers, Kirby Myers, Jamie Dander, and Carrie Singer. These are some amazing people that I personally know locally, and they've been walking with us this entire process to help us get us to this night. So let's give them a round of applause. And then I also want to thank all of you, whether you are physically here in our HQ, sponsored by Amazon, or if you're watching virtually. The community of DSW has helped us to vote and actually get these entrepreneurs to this stage here tonight. So thank you, all of you. Round of applause for all of you. And then tonight, the winners are going to receive an incredible, amazing package. As an entrepreneur myself, I know the importance of having support, services, and products to help you move along. So I want to thank our prize package contributors, Amazon, AWS, thank you so much, Reactive, CFO Share, thank you so much to the Downtown Denver Partnership, to Stick Your Giant, to Hello Tonic, to Contigula, to Paired, to Scale Firm, thank you so much to Venture X, to Policini, and then to Devin Gardner. Round of applause. Thank you so much for these entrepreneurs, startups, and businesses that have poured into this group and that have offered packages to these winners. As you add up all of these winners, it is totaled at over $45,000 worth of products, services, and cash that the winner will receive tonight. So no pressure at all to our judges in front of me right now who have to make this tricky decision, because everyone that you will hear from tonight is incredible and amazing. I do want to take a moment to thank incredibly Shelby Sir, who volunteered her time to put this entire event together. She couldn't be here tonight in person, but I believe she's watching online. I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at. But thank you so much, Shelby. I just want to have everyone give her a quick round of applause. We wouldn't be here tonight without her. All right, I want to get into introducing to you our judges. So tonight we have a total of 6 judges sitting before me right now. And I'm going to quickly do an announcement of who they are, their name, and the company that they're with. And then we just want to get right into it. We want to hear from these founders and entrepreneurs. What is their idea? And why do they think it's scalable and interesting and worthy of winning our DSW pitch competition? So first we have David Wagner, Venture Foundry, and I want you to just wave, maybe. I won't embarrass you and make you stand up, but you can wave so that people know who you are. We have Eric Pavelka from Amazon AWS. Thank you so much for being here. Chris Franks, Clever Funnel, brave. Thank you for being here. Serena Pappenfuss, Kickstart Fund, wave, awesome. Cameron Chan, CFO Share. Thank you for being here. And Zanetta Kelsey, Div Inc. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Let's keep this energy up. All right, so real quickly, I'm gonna read off our finalists, and then we're gonna dive into the first pitch of the night. And I wanna tell you this first, before we keep going. It is hard to get up on this stage. It's hard. They're gonna pour their heart out to you. They have this incredible business that they are wanting to get support and funding for. And some of you have really great smiling faces. And some of you are like, I'm gonna wait to see what they have to say. So I just wanna say this is hard. So put on your smiling faces as I come up to here. But we are going to welcome Teen Hustle is gonna be the first one up on deck. We have Magna Shocks. We have Light CO2, and I just want to say that the founder of Light CO2 won our Youth Pass pitch earlier this week, and so they are here pitching. Clickvoyant, we have Lunara, we have Black Travel Box, who won the BIPOC Pitch Fest or pitch event last night. We have Reciprocity. Thank you. Who was that? Raise your hand in the back. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Got my back. Near and dear. So those are the 8 pitches that we're going to hear tonight. All right. Tonight, we're going to move on and hear directly from each of the pitched finalists, and then followed by a Q&A with the judges. So our judges will be able to ask questions. And then after we've heard from all 8 of the pitch finalists, we'll take a good 15-minute little kind of recess, and the judges will be able to collaborate and talk, calculate their scores, and then we will announce a winner for tonight. So on behalf of Denver Startup Week, good luck to everyone pitching, and thank you again, audience, for coming. All right, we want to welcome to the stage Teen Hustle.
Awesome. Is the mic on? Awesome. Well, thank you, Olivia. And I just want to say thank you all for this great opportunity to pitch here tonight. Hi, my name is Jack Bonneau, and I'm the founder and CEO of Teen Hustle. Before I talk about Teen Hustle, let me share some historical context for you regarding Teen Hustle. The first teen hustler was 12-year-old Benjamin Franklin, delivering his brother's newspaper, the Boston Gazette. And this was about 200 years ago that the youth really started to be part of the newspaper industry. They first started out by newsboys and newsgirls who hawked at the end of street corners, but later, paper boys and paper girls emerged who would deliver door to door to homes and businesses. They were independent contractors, and arguably they were the first gig workers. Youth were the backbone of the newspaper industry for so long that in 1938, the powerful newspaper industry lobbied for the exemption of They lobbied for the exemption of children delivering newspapers from child labor laws, and youth delivery was so important that they wanted the exemption from child labor laws. Youth delivery of newspapers was considered the epitome of youth entrepreneurship, grit, perseverance, and preparedness for the successful transition from childhood to adulthood. Youth delivered billions of newspapers annually in that time. But in the peak of the number of youth delivering newspapers was in the early 1980s, with almost 1 million teenagers delivering newspapers daily. Youth and teens were the original last mile delivery service solution for the newspaper industry, and they accounted for the majority of the newspapers delivered. This all-American opportunity provided many business, social, and life skills that have now disappeared with the growth of the internet until now. Sorry. Teen Hustle is a last mile delivery service provided by local neighborhood teens to customers on eco-friendly bikes and electric scooters. Teen Hustles provides this delivery for free. Teen Hustlers provide free package delivery and return pickup for our customers when they're home. In 2020 alone, over 15 billion packages were delivered with rising package volumes. Last mile delivery is one, the most expensive part of package delivery, is two, the least eco-friendly part of package delivery, is three, it increases the traffic volume and congestion, four, it's challenged with growing staffing needs and high turnover, and five, it increases the threat of porch package theft. And Teen Hustle is able to solve these challenges through teen employment and eco-friendly bikes and electric scooters with a lower cost of package delivery. We are trying to utilize last mile delivery. So what we are doing is we are offering last mile delivery provided by local teenagers delivering to the customers when they're home. We are doing this to prevent porch package theft that comes from the package being delivered straight to the porch, and it's susceptible to porch pirates. And we're offering this delivery for free. We're also offering free return. We are also offering Amazon package returns that are delivered to the nearest Amazon locker for free. We're also looking to expand to UPS and FedEx packages. We are trying to utilize Teen Hustlers garages for delivery and pickup. Amazon customers will simply send their packages to the Amazon locker, the garage hub, and the Teen Hustler will come to that garage hub and pick it up and deliver it to the customer when they're home. Teen Hustle has an iOS and Android app to accept these deliveries and returns. And we're doing this through a third-party platform called Reciprocity. This allows package delivery optimization, customer communication, and Teen Hustle tracking. In terms of liability, to become a Teen Hustler, you have to have parental permission and have them sign a waiver. We are holding them under the independent contractor status, and we are giving them liability insurance and workman's comp. Each Teen Hustler is equipped with a Solo Protect ID, a GoPro, so Solo Protect ID, like you see right here, a GoPro on their LED helmets, and then also GPS tracking and Teen Hustle training for the deliveries. So our business model, there are 147 million Amazon Prime customers in the United States. So we are looking to equal to or less than USPS Every Door Direct Mail, EDDM. Each customer will receive $1 for each package delivered, plus $1 to local school or charity per package. Each package generates $60 to $8 in ad revenue, as you can see right here. Ads are 40 cents to $2 based on the size, and QR codes direct the customer to the deals advertised. So what people are saying, we have received a lot of positive response about our service. Customers would rather work with a local neighborhood teen kid that is delivering and is local to them rather than a random adult through some delivery service. In terms of our unit metrics, as you can see up there, our gross margins are between 50 and 70%. So you guys can take a look at that. We have the delivery costs, the crew leader, equipment and services, and the cost of the ad sticker for our total direct expense. In terms of our competitive advantages, we're able to offer a better customer experience as we're able to offer delivery and returns to the customer when they're home. We're also able to build a community connection through local support and word of mouth, like I showed on the previous slide. We are able to offer lower costs to deliver many packages on electric scooters and personal bikes. And with our safety measures, we're able to not only ensure the safety of our teen hustler, but also work towards eliminating porch package theft. And we're also eco-friendly through the use of electric scooters and personal bikes. So our opportunity is 147 million prime customers receiving 8 to 12 packages per month. And there are 10,000, oh, okay. Teen Hustle is bringing back the opportunities that were available for teenagers decades ago, but updated for 2020 and the gig economy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So I just want to say this is hard. It is hard to get up here. And so Jack, amazing job. Thank you so much. Let's give the judges a couple minutes. How many minutes the judges have? 5 minutes. All right, to ask your questions.
Hi.
Great job. That was incredible. And you did a fantastic job delivering that. I am curious, how did you come up with this idea? Was there something that happened in your personal life that made you think about developing this business?
So this is not my first business, actually. I started another business when I was younger, Jack Stanson Marketplaces. I actually made it to Shark Tank with that business and was able to pitch. I was the youngest kid there and youngest teen to ever, or kid to present on Shark Tank. And with that, my Jack Stanson Marketplaces was more geared towards 10 to 12-year-olds, so a younger age group. So when I became a teenager, I wanted to try to create a business that could still support youth entrepreneurship, but be more geared towards teenagers. And in doing my research, I found that, like my dad, there had been paper boys and girls decades ago delivering this, but those opportunities had mostly expired today. So I wanted to try to bring those back. And I saw that opportunity through the gig economy.
I love that. I used to be a paper girl, so I get it.
Awesome.
Real quick question on the tech. You said there's an app. Did your company develop an app for this?
Yes, we have our own iOS and Android app, but we use a third-party platform, Reciprocity, for all of the tracking the teen hustler and sending the orders through.
Thank you.
Good job, Jack. So great job on that. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the items that will be going on your balance sheet. You guys are carrying liability, I'm guessing, in terms of the cameras, the helmets, the various pieces of equipment through to the electric scooter. What are the biggest challenges you're facing right now in fundraising to support the infrastructure that you need to be running this?
Well, in terms of fundraising, our biggest challenge is showing traction. And we are kind of searching for the capital to start that traction, to show for the funding. So it's kind of a paradox. So that's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is create a replicable model in my hometown with a 2-mile radius, delivering to Amazon lockers, and possibly later down the line implementing food delivery. But that's further down the line. So we're trying to create a replicable model that we can replicate to other locations.
I've got a comment and a question. My comment is, you are a certifiable badass, man. Nice fucking job. Like, that is incredible. My question is, part of this business model is the recruitment of teenagers to come and help do this. Talk about how you're going to approach that.
Sure. So in terms of at the first location that we're trying to develop the model at, we have a local high school that I go to, so I'm doing advertising through there. But in other locations, we're going to utilize apps such as nextdoor.com for community outreach, and then also just door-to-door advertising with door hangers to not only gain customers, but also interested teen hustlers.
Great. So
I do not work for Amazon Logistics, so this is for full transparency on this one. But how dependent are you on Amazon for this business? And are there, what's your thought of different providers, perhaps different packages, Mike?
Sure. So in terms of our relationship with Amazon, we are utilizing them because they have the most clear-cut Amazon lockers. They're really easy to have a package sent to, and there's 10,000 of them across the United States. So we're able to set up locations around them to deliver from. But like I said, we're trying to incorporate UPS and FedEx packages because they too have those access points. It's just not as expansive as Amazon lockers.
Jack, great job. You were going to be a major winner in your life. So congratulations for getting this far. My question is, you mentioned a lot of problems that this can address. If you had to be specific about one most critical problem that this business solves for society, what is it?
For society, it would be the carbon footprint that last mile delivery releases. There are, as you know, with Amazon, their infrastructure is so wide, they have so many cars and trucks and all of that delivering. But with what we're able to do, we are able to utilize eco-friendly electric scooters and personal bikes to pick up many packages with a little box on the back of the Teen Hustler. So it's a lot more eco-friendly because they're able to go door to door and drop those off rather than a big truck that has to go have a bunch of packages in the back, go door to door and stop at every single house. So it's a lot more eco-friendly, and it also, like I said, prevents congestion in high traffic areas like a city.
And what percentage of your revenue is coming, will be from ads versus the customer paying for that service?
Sure. So I might not have articulated it clearly enough, but we are offering the when you're home delivery and returns for free to the customers. This is for greater customer acquisition, just to get them to try it out, because we believe it's a great service that customers will like to use. So it will be solely coming from advertisements, about $6 to $8 per package.
Thank you.
All right. How many parents of teenagers do we have in the audience? Same, right? How many parents of teenagers who need a job? We're going to send them your way. Thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate it. Again, this is hard. So thank you for keeping up the energy, and applause for these founders and entrepreneurs. We want to welcome to the stage the founder of Magna Shocks. Come on up. Thank you. It's so quiet.
Yeah, it is.
No pressure at all.
Should have waited in the back room for a second. Yeah, I'll just pace around.
I have been practicing a little dance for in between if we need to stall a little bit. So I'll whip it out when we need to. Just need music. It's all good.
Oh. There we go. Good to go. Well, hi, my name is Jacob Petterly, and I'm the CEO and founder of Magna Shocks. Imagine you're buying your next vehicle and you're stuck between two cars. The first vehicle has a 0 to 60 time of about 5.3 seconds and an overall maintenance cost throughout the life of about $12,000. And the fuel cost over that 10-year period is going to cost you just under $10,000. You're stuck between vehicle B, which has a 0 to 60 time of 7.2 seconds, and a maintenance cost over the lifetime of $20,000. And finally, for that 10-year period, a fuel cost of just over $18,000. Now, all things considered equal, which vehicle would you purchase? To be honest, I'm purchasing A every time too. It's sportier, at least according to the acceleration. It's going to cost about $20,000 less over the lifetime of a vehicle. What if I told you I left out one key detail and these aren't equivalent vehicles? What if I told you the vehicle on the right is an electric vehicle? I know you're probably thinking, Jacob, that's a pretty big detail to tell someone who's going to buy a car. And you're right. I'm just trying to prove a point, so I apologize. But when I said electric vehicle, many of you probably thought, okay, electric vehicles, yeah, they might be better long-term, but they're going to cost a lot more up front. And you'd be right. Electric vehicles cost about $10,000 more than their gas counterparts. And another group of you probably thought, okay, electric vehicles, the ranges on them aren't good at all. There's not enough charging infrastructure. And again, you'd be right. Electric vehicles are about 263 miles compared to a gas vehicle of about 500 and are significantly less. And if you're in either of these two camps, you're not alone. In fact, 78% of Americans would not consider buying an electric vehicle because of range issues and the upfront initial investment. This is the equivalent of $4.1 trillion of unrealized sales per year for the EV market. And so I wanted to create a product that ultimately addresses this problem and helps speed the adoption of electric vehicles in the market. And so that's why I created Magna Shocks, the world's first fully electronic energy harvesting performance shock absorber. It's designed to recover wasted vehicle energy in order to increase the range of electric vehicles by up to 25 miles per charge and decrease the the manufacturing costs of electric vehicles by up to $2,500 per vehicle. A vehicle equipped with Magna Shocks is continuously monitoring a road surface and using this data to constantly optimize the ride, optimizing parameters such as performance, efficiency, comfort, while simultaneously directing power from the shock to vehicle systems, ultimately increasing the range of the vehicle. There's enormous opportunity for Magna Shocks in a growing EV market. Today, the EV market consists of 4% of global automotive sales, or $1.4 billion. At a 15% sale or market valuation, sales in the market, that puts Magna Shocks at $210 million. And that's not the best part. The electric vehicle industry is expected to continue to explode over the next 20 years and projected by 2030 to reach 20% of global automotive sales, which allows Magna Shocks to organically scale with the industry, placing that same 15% market share at $1.2 billion in 10 years. Magna Shocks is competitively priced due to its modular hardware design. The same hardware can be installed on multiple vehicles with little to no modifications. All of the performance controllability comes directly from the software installed on it. And if it's installed on a new vehicle, it needs a hardware or software, update in order to perform on that vehicle successfully. This combined with the offset cost and reduction in battery size puts Magna Shocks to the net cost of just over $50 for manufacturers when you consider the battery savings and reduction of that battery cost. Magna Shocks primarily is targeting large OEM brands and has a pricing structure that combines an energy service fee with the shock hardware and a feature-based pricing structure based on the software installed on the shock absorber. However, large OEMs are very hard to get into and become a supplier, and the sales cycle will starve Magna Shocks of cash. And so in order to pilot Magna Shocks, we plan to sell directly to electric vehicle retrofitters, such as Lightning E-Motors in Loveland, Colorado. These types of companies retrofit gas vehicles and convert them to electric powered versions of the same vehicle. And this offers 4 distinct benefits to us. It's higher margins because of low volume purchases for these customers. We offer higher profitability for them. Simplified manufacturing integration into their customized assembly process. And finally, in the last two, there's a lot faster turnaround in sales time from months as opposed to years. And finally, there's the ability for massive data collection, as these companies often service commercial fleets and provide plenty of data in order to develop the Magna Shocks software. To date, the Magna Shocks team has conducted an initial proof of concept prototype in order to validate the key technical risks and developed an MVP beta prototype, which is on the floor right here. This is going to be going on a vehicle in the next month in order to finalize and validate the real world energy savings of the vehicle. We've conducted market viability research, including 30+ customer interviews, in order to understand both EV manufacturers and the end user. And finally, we've done third-party IP validation, including Magna Shocks becoming patent pending as in the last month. We're seeking funding in the amount of $1.2 million in exchange for 25% equity. This will go to fund international intellectual property protection, development of a marketable product, and development of a team. The funding from the Denver startup winnings will go directly to mitigating the next key risk in development of the platform, that is durability testing of the system. There's enormous market opportunity for Magna Shocks in a growing EV industry. Our team is determined to redefine vehicle suspension and ultimately redefine vehicles of the future, creating a better tomorrow today. Thank you for your time. I love to answer any questions.
Thank you. Let's have our judges ask a couple questions. 5 minutes.
Jacob, can you please talk about your background and what makes you a great founder for this business idea?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I am double majoring in computer science and mechanical engineering. I'm in my 6th year out of 6th year at CSU. So entrepreneurial spirit since I grew up. I had a lawn business, was doing about 70 lawns a week while going to school. So that's where kind of the entrepreneurial spirit comes from. But I love optimizing. I love taking systems that are inefficient and creating value from something that just needs to be recaptured. And that's exactly what this is. So with that passion in both the hardware, mechanical, and software background, I'm a perfect fit to scale this company.
Thanks so much for pitching. This is fantastic. You had the slide showing the difference in range on a vehicle on electric versus gas. And I believe it was about double with gas versus electric.
Yeah.
And you're helping someone provide up to 25 miles more. What's your understanding on, what that threshold is that a customer or potential customer is demanding, where they are over the cusp of, okay, once it gets me X more miles, I'm willing to pay up for an electric vehicle, and is 25 miles sufficient?
Yeah, that's a great question. I honestly do not have a great answer for that, but I will defer to that. A lot of that is determined by the OEM and their marketing strategy. Which, that being said, Magna Shocks allows the flexibility for the OEM to make that decision, because they can either choose to install Magna Shocks and keep the same range, but decrease battery size, saving them money, or they can pass that onward to customers, keep same battery size. Okay, customers, you get 30 miles. So in that regards, the manufacturer is really the driver of that, how they perceive the market's going to react to whether a price decrease or a range increase. Did I answer that well enough?
Thank you.
Yeah.
How much of your solution is a software versus a hardware solution?
Thanks for your question. I love this question because it's primarily software. Once we get the hardware dialed in, you can install it on multiple vehicles of the similar weight class. So think like Toyota Camry, Ford Focus, sedans, and you just update the software on it, and it can auto adjust for those minor weight differences, weight distributions. And that's what's beautiful about the system, is you have that margin there that you can create value even after it's installed on a vehicle. And so it's probably, I would say, majority software development in the long run. Right now it's hardware until we get to that point.
What does your team look like, Jacob, to have this hardware software team come together?
Yeah, it's a great question. So to date, I've been really championing this product. I had a colleague in school help me last semester. He went on, all my friends graduated last year because I'm a 6th year. So he went on and got a real job because I couldn't pay him and he didn't want to do both. So that a little bit at the beginning, helping with the business development, he helped. And then this year I'm actually leading my senior design team and kind of working on more of the software side of the design. But right now it's just been me, but the next step is to bring on a mechanical design lead, an electrical design lead, and then a sales and marketing manager. And then I would kind of step back to do the software development since that's the direction it's going to move. So that's what the team's kind of been, and that's where the goal is to get to. So thank you.
So it sounds like you're working on this technology with your university. Can you talk to me about the IP allotment? Who owns the IP? Does it belong to the university? Is there an agreement there, et cetera?
Okay, another good question. I have done everything possible to ensure that CSU does not own anything that I have. So checked with everyone possible in intellectual property. I own 100% of Magna Shocks intellectual property. Even though I'm doing it for senior design, there's no conflict of interest because I'm paying to go to school. They do not own anything. If I was a graduate student, that'd be a different story. But right now, CSU has no stake in the solution. So
Thank you, Jacob.
yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, judges.
So we're going to give the judges a little bit of time to fill out their papers and really make sure that they're evaluating Jacob. I am a CU buff, so no hostility. Good. Go Buff. It's so exciting to see that we literally our first are high school and college students. So I'm loving this young energy in entrepreneurship as a seasoned entrepreneur to see that. It's definitely inspiring for me. So since I need to stall, I'm going to stall for like 1 more minute. Stalling was not a part of the job description, but I am the queen of really bad analogies. If you were on any of the sessions that I was on earlier today, you would have heard a really bad analogy. So the analogy I'm going to tell you right now, which I want you to laugh at or head nod, right? Regardless of if it was good or not, is life with good friends is like a good shocks, right? Isn't it? We're going to all go through those bumpy roads. We're going to hit those potholes that the state has not fully, covered. But when you have good friends, those potholes don't hurt as bad. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Nod. Okay. Okay. I think we're almost there, judges. Yes. I don't have another analogy right this second. It's going to take me a minute. Okay. All right. I want to keep the energy up because we still have so many more entrepreneurs to go and so many amazing businesses to hear from. I want to bring to the stage the founder of Light CO2, who was also the winner of last night's Youth Pass pitch.
I'll share my vision of Light CO2, a youth-led nonprofit empowering individuals to reshape our climate by reducing and okay. I'm Gabriel Nagel, and today I'll share my vision of Light CO2.
Hold on, Gabe.
Okay, is this one good? Yeah. Okay. Which one should I use? Okay. I'm Gabriel Nagel, and today I'll share my vision of Light CO2, a youth-led nonprofit empowering individuals to reshape our climate by reducing and offsetting their carbon footprint. Every day, we face a series of decisions that shape the future of our planet. Whether you drive or bike, eat steak or spinach, or choose solar over the standard, you decide how the oceans, forests, and lives of today's youth will look like. I realized this when I stood amongst hundreds of my peers at the Colorado State Capitol. All around me, students had sacrificed their education to shine light on the urgency of climate change. Through their screams and shouts determined to protect this earth, a common theme unveiled itself. Too often, climate change overwhelms us with facts and fear, paralyzing us from taking real action. What difference can a single individual make in the wildfires blazing across California to Colorado, or the hurricanes that have devastated Haiti? That's where light CO2 comes in. First, light CO2 empowers anyone and everyone to take action against climate change, building a community along the way. Through educational articles and social media posts, we provide easy, actionable ways for individuals to reduce their carbon footprint. From eating local or choosing slow fashion over fast, our 1,000 Instagram followers are positively changing their lifestyles and the planet. But we're not just helping people reduce their carbon footprint. We're helping them eliminate it. Light CO2's simple 3-question quiz on your zip code, meat consumption, and yearly mileage reflects your carbon footprint, the amount of CO2 you contribute, and a contributor to global warming. For less than $10 a month, the average person can offset this entire footprint with 30% going to sustain light CO2 and 70% to one of our offsetting partners. Light CO2 is currently teamed up with Trees for the Future so that you could pay to plant carbon capturing trees that help both the people and the environment. And we're establishing partnerships with dozens of other programs in solar, wind, and geothermal energy to cultivate an even broader impact. Through these 2 steps of insights and offsets, Light CO2 is rapidly acquiring new customers by social media and word-of-mouth marketing. In developing our online presence, we inspire followers to act, find their personalized carbon footprint in only 3 questions, and help them make an impact in climate change by offsetting this footprint. So who's our target market? Based on a Facebook's analytics model, there are 25 million US environmentalists out there, all striving for a cleaner future. These activists are already passionate about standing up for Earth, but don't know how best to. Light CO2 paves the way. While there are several corporate carbon offsetting companies, individual carbon offsetting is an underserved market. Currently, our competition consists of 3 prominent players: Cool Effect, TerraPass, and Global Footprint Network. Cool Effect offers a one-size-fits-all approach to carbon offsetting, when in reality, each individual's footprint is as different as individuals are from each other. TerraPass is personalized, but involves a lengthy and complicated 22-question survey. And Global Footprint Network offers insight into reducing your carbon footprint, but provides no means to fully eliminate it. Light CO2 stands far apart from these companies with our simplicity and user-friendly interface, empowering individuals to take real climate action. We're making a big impact with small steps that anyone can take. Light CO2's business model is based on recurring revenue of subscribed supporters. When individuals take our carbon offsetting survey, they pay a monthly amount, ranging from $5 to $30, depending on their footprint. If we capture a reasonable 5% market share, this amounts to offsetting the carbon footprints of 1.25 million individuals and capturing 20 million tons of carbon dioxide through planting 980 million trees. Furthermore, this can generate $42 million in yearly revenue to sustain light CO2. This year, we've already gained just under 100 subscribers. Here, you can see a predicted 5-year growth model of online reach compared to light CO2's revenue, with the key assumptions of a 2% conversion rate, a 60% first-year subscription renewal rate, and an 85% second-year subscription renewal rate. Under this conservative estimate, light CO2 will not only gross $700,000, but also offset 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide in the next 5 years, or the equivalent of planting 5 million trees. We've already reached some significant milestones in the year since Light CO2 was founded, including reaching 1,000 social media followers across 6 different continents, writing over 100 articles to help different people reduce their environmental impact, and planting 10,150 trees in partnerships with Trees for the Future. We expect these figures to grow into 2022 with 10,000 followers on our social media sites, 50 more articles helping people reduce their carbon footprint, and another 10,000 trees planted. However, Light CO2 and the planet needs your help. With $25,000 in funding, we could achieve these goals and expand our impact even further. While our personalized 3-question survey has achieved a lot, the development of a mobile app can help make climate action more accessible to the masses. This could be a revolutionary way to track your environmental impact and reduce it with active carbon tracking, passive carbon tracking or active carbon offsetting, passive carbon tracking, and personalized CO2 reduction tips. With this comes a supportive community that can help you build these interests. As you move throughout your day, this app could track your commutes when you get into your vehicle to estimate emissions, calculate your food's carbon footprint, and so much more. We're already planning to reach out to apps like Life360 and MyFitnessPal to leverage their advanced vehicle detection software and food databases. Furthermore, we already have a strong team in place to grow this vision. I'm leading Light CO2 with other motivated youth. Rowan and Kellen have helped to code our carbon offsetting survey, while Eliza, Ellie, and Leo have also contributed their time to our social media development and provided environmental tips. This community is continuing to grow with youth from all around the world, all united under one shared vision. While there are many companies out there, there's only one planet. Today, I ask for your support for Light CO2, but also for our world and the people within it. It's time that we change carbon. It's time that we change climate change. Thank you so much for your time, and I invite any questions.
Really nice job. That was a beautiful presentation. My question for you, I love hearing recurring revenue. My question is kind of twofold. One is, tell me about the value proposition of why you expect a consumer, a user to continue paying when it sounds like the first thing that they're getting out of it is the result from the survey that they take initially. And second, would you consider other forms of monetization within the app if it's not successful on a per user basis?
Right. Okay. So I think that that's a great point. And I would say the recurring revenue basis and model is actually very successful because after these users get the results, while they could go to another platform and offset, Light CO2 is actually providing extremely affordable and active carbon offsetting methods. So I would think less about Light CO2 as the people who are actually carbon offsetting, but more as a platform to make climate action more accessible. And then to address that second point about monetization within the app, I would say that that would be a considered possibility. However, we're less interested in selling kind of that data and making profit from that, but rather leveraging data that other companies have had. For instance, our survey is already leveraging data from UC Berkeley, California to get information on zip codes and their carbon footprint.
Thank you.
Hey, great job. A related question on the business model. Did I understand correctly that the amount you pay to offset is based on your starting carbon footprint? Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We believe that everyone is different and they have a different impact in the environment, so they pay a different amount based on that.
Okay, got it. So my question is, the people that are the most polluting that may not understand the impacts, would they not be less likely to pay? How do you incentivize them to participate instead of having a high subscription, monthly payment?
Right. Okay. So I think that even though it can go up to $30 per month, which might seem like a lot, for the impact that it's getting, it is not that significant. And typically, as we've seen, those in higher income brackets also have higher carbon footprints. So that kind of coincides with that.
Do you have a sense of what your customer acquisition cost is? Have we done any tests on that?
Yeah, so for customer acquisition, primarily what we've been using is through social media, word of mouth marketing, and also online. We don't currently at the moment have a specific cost on a per customer basis as we're just not quite big enough. And that's what we need help to expand and get that information.
Related question, you have 100 subs. Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
And thank you for doing this work. It makes me optimistic without, maybe not baking in the future. But how did you get those 100 subs? Were they all word of mouth? Were you just out hustling, like talking to people?
Yeah, so I'd say that those first few subscribers were initially family members, of course, who were supporting me. But then after that, it was a lot of hustling. So I did go with friends like Leo, and we actually went like door to door in Park Hill to get people to subscribe. And then also through that, with our 1,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram, we've gotten people to subscribe to carbon offsetting from that.
I do want to ask your competitors and you did a great job explaining the various different competitors in the market. So great job on that. I'm wondering, do they leverage, there's so many celebrities that are supporting sustainability and environmental and climate the opposite of climate change and making sure that we're doing a good job with the environment. Do you plan for engaging celebrities around that since you're using the Instagram and social media model?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that carbon offsetting can actually turn into sort of this like dynamic social proof concept where it's showing that you are somewhat being better for the environment and taking action. And that kind of expands. And that's why word of mouth marketing is so incredibly powerful within this business. I think on an influencer basis, we're definitely looking forward to doing that. And already we've worked with other Instagram accounts that have a larger following to build that out. And as we grow, of course, we'll move to higher level influencers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Again, we're going to give our judges some time to fill out their forms. And I'm going to stall. I have such a heart for young entrepreneurship, such a heart for it. What were you all doing at 16? Do you remember that far back? 16, anyone? What were you doing? What were you doing to change this world at 16? You know what I was doing? I was listening to Tupac. But I was just listening. I was listening to Tupac. That was my way of changing the world. And I love that we have young entrepreneurs like Jack and Gabe and even Jacob that are just taking things in their own hands and really making a difference. So appreciate it. Hopefully you all are getting energized because I sure am. I feel like we need, like, is there a DJ in the house? What are we doing? Where are we? All right, thank you, judges. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, what are we doing? It's the chill. It's the calm before the storm. All right. Judges are good. We're gonna welcome our next company to pitch tonight, and that is Clickvoyant. Big round of applause. Woo!
Hi. Oh, there it is. Okay, fantastic. Hello, and for my next act, I'm gonna juggle. So, last year was pretty crap for business. 25% of businesses closed their doors, and many were forced into digital transformation before they were ready. But hidden under that story is a story of a rise in entrepreneurship. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. A rise in EIN applications, a third of which are e-commerce, a new economy unfolding, one that will be heavily reliant on platforms like Google and Facebook to attract new customers. Now, these platforms, they create a mountain of data that for the most part is just going to sit there. Entrepreneurs get busy doing entrepreneur things. But while they get busy with all of that stuff, they often miss thousands of dollars in incremental revenue, not mining their data. And even if they wanted somebody to help them with that, they're not going to get one. The analytics role is one of the most competitive and expensive roles to fill. As a director of analytics at Fortune 500 companies, I myself struggled with talent acquisition. And if only 30% of enterprise have open roles, what is everybody else doing? Trying to DIY their own analysis is what? Giving it to the content manager, the media director, the growth hacker. The problem is, without somebody with the knowledge of statistics at the helm, most data-driven decisions out there, they're no better than a random guess. I'm Mia. I'm co-founder of Clickvoyant. We are a B2B SaaS that takes all of your Google data, all of your Facebook data, all of your Shopify data, Klaviyo, you name it, and we turn it into this. A summary of statistically significant insights, a story of what is going on with your business in an elegant and simple PowerPoint presentation. Now, these presentations, analysis like this, analysis like this, or this, they typically take 50 to 60 hours to produce. At $100 an hour for a consultant, that's $5,000 it's going to cost you. With our product, businesses save time and money on that process. So we deliver PowerPoint presentations today because that's how businesses talk to each other. But our future is in our middleware. Our Insight API that reads, extracts, cleans up, and models data, it can spit out to a PowerPoint presentation, Alexa, a smartwatch, or an SMS text. Right message, right time, right place. It applies to us too. So we launched our product at the start of the pandemic. That was fun. But every quarter we've done what we said we're going to do. We hit all of our milestones. At the end of product market fit, we closed last year with 23K in revenue. That was a surprise. Last quarter, we closed 30K. And we also had a major product release, including new data sources for our early customers. Now we have 200 websites on Clickvoyant, and that's generating $7,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Our pricing strategy includes 2 tiers, one for a single business and an agency model. Now the agencies are a beachhead strategy. They're driving bulk sales. They come with at least 5 websites each, and that industry spends $7 billion annually on analytics software. And they love us back, which is pretty kick-ass because they're giving us referrals, and that's how we're growing. Now, there are 50,000 global marketing agencies, and almost all of them are small. Targeting them is gonna help us establish a foundation to go after the 3 million small business owners with either e-commerce or advertising spend to their website. Now, our financial models suggest that we're gonna hit our first 1 million in 2023, summer. We have a pretty hazy path to 100 million, but that's pretty cool because that means unicorn ship. We're killing it because we're taking a very unique approach for a SaaS in our space. Most analytics software are focused on a dashboard, data visualization, or a data collection tool. And those tools are for an analyst, that rare analyst. Clickvoyant is the analyst. Now, for those handful of us who are doing automated analysis, Clickvoyant is the only software that is focusing on the middle cap market with the intention of completely bypassing the analyst role, which we all know ain't there. Our insights, we've been making it rain for decades at some of the biggest agencies in the world. Our career path is paved with success that we built for Toyota, Mattel, Intel, you name it. We're pouring that experience and that expertise into the mid-cap market because that's where the most pain is. Now, the success of email marketing company Klaviyo suggests that now is the time. They're targeting SMB. They're worth more than $1 billion after raising only $700,000 in seed. And we've got a pretty rad advisory board. Brett Crosby invented Google Analytics. Mike Vaccaro was a VP of partnerships at Telium, a big data company. Smita Bagchi exited after 6 years and bootstrapping her own business. And Greg DeSantos was a CFO of the largest analytics consulting firm and ran its sale to Dentsu. So we are kicking off our seed round of 700K. All of these funds will be used to get out of beta, to put in any of the software and knowledge center onboarding help that our software needs, and give us 18 months runway to our first million. So Clickvoyant will provide those insights that power the most disruptive companies. I thank you for your time, and I welcome any questions.
Thanks for pitching and congrats on getting to revenue. That's a big milestone. And you should look into one of our portfolio companies, Big Squid, which is a similar idea. And something that I see a lot of my portfolio companies struggle with is often the root of the issue is that the data is just unclean, where sure, they would love to create dashboards as beautiful as this, but If the data is crap, then what comes out is crap.
Mhm.
How do you deal with that when you're pitching prospects, and that tends to be like the issue that you need to tackle first?
Yeah, so we have a lot of partners. So having grown up inside advertising agencies, I came from the unicorn space where people did both the analytics tagging, data collection, and the analysis. That is quickly segmented off into two different disciplines. So we are partnering with other smaller agencies that are only focused on tagging architecture and data collection, and that's who we usually shepherd our clients to. We have partnerships with even smaller companies or lower cost companies in Southeast Asia and in Eastern Europe for more startup companies that are a little bit, have less budget.
I'm sorry if I missed it. Can you talk a little bit more about your tech team that you have? Who's helping you build this?
Sure. So we have a tech team in Vietnam, actually, where they're contracted with us and they're part owners. So we basically have a working relationship where they are developing the code, and we are paying them in convertible notes, and then we own the code as they just keep passing it over and get more convertible notes. It isn't sustainable, and that's the reason for the raise. We'd like to have our own tech team and start to, as we develop secrets, we want to keep them in-house.
How does that work for you with them? Well, I guess you said they're convertible notes. So with them being a team that's part owner currently, and the second part of the question is, are you looking to, it sounds like you're looking to sell this eventually and move on to something else.
Yeah, I think in 5 years, we'll probably be looking for some exit strategies. We've got a couple. I mean, right now, the Clickvoyant is sitting in this weird space between a product and something that a human does.
Mhm.
So our exit strategies are a myriad of exit strategies. It could be Cardinal Path, some Accenture, more consulting type firms, or it could be, Google itself, or another type of Telium, which is a data collection company that only provides dashboards because they recognize that nobody's looking out.
And how have you gone about getting those first group of marketing agencies?
So having more than a decade in the agency world is definitely helpful. We're doing a lot of referral programs from agencies we got our first agencies, friends of ours, and then they started to do more referrals to other agencies that are spinoffs. So we do mostly well with small agencies under 100 employees or 100, 300 employees, not the ones owned by JWT or Omnicom where I came from, because their financial model is the billable hour. They have no impetus to do things faster. So yeah, I think, and right now we have been experimenting with LinkedIn advertising. That's where I think our target market is. And that agency CAC is about $3,000. Right now, that's about 6 weeks to pay back, but it's early data. So, I'm an analyst. I don't trust it until it's like in the millions.
I mean, just speaking of that, you just said that you don't trust the data until it's in the millions, but we're targeting small to medium-sized businesses. So talk to me about how you're going to build the advertising and marketing strategy around getting your customers to understand the value of their data before they're at that point.
Yeah, we've been working on a lot of blogs and educational pieces. We're doing a lot of roadshow type workshops at startup accelerators to help, understand like what the value of it is. You can't build a house on sinking sand. You need to have your data clean. It is a slog. That's why we're selling to agencies quickly, because they get it. Their clients are asking for it. And we're putting basically their client deliverable right in their hands. So they're stoked about that. And as we think about other strategies, like I'm going on podcasts all the time, agency podcast, a small business podcast, the companies that came in during our alpha stage, which is who we built for, they were small. They were maybe, doing $3,000 a month in revenue or e-commerce revenue, or doing like $600 every lead that they were generating for like garage service repair. They were very noisy because they had so many questions about digital marketing and what should we do. So, Kate and I, my co-founder, we've got this like laundry list of things that we would typically advise, having been analysts. So we're pulling that together in a database, and this fund is also going to pay for putting that back into the platform to help more of the self-service models. Thank you, judges. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love analysts. I love them because I'm so not one. I'm a brand strategist. So when I think about business and all that I've done, I'm like, how does the brand make you feel? What's the feeling? How do you feel when you interact with the brand? And then there's the analyst like, but this is what the data says. And I'm like, okay, great. That's good. It's important. It's so important. You don't have a business without the analytics and without good data. So super appreciate that. As the judges are taking a moment, no rush and no pressure, I'm going to ask the back for a little bit of music. Yeah, because we're halfway through. Yeah, we're halfway through. 4 down, 4 to go. Are you all awake? Are you good? Let me hear you say, yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Just wanted to have that check with you. Okay, good. So I'm not going to make you stand up yet and do a full-on shimmy. But if I have to, I will. Okay. All right, we are going to welcome to the stage our next presenter. I'm going to move off the stage. This seems like a big deal. All right. Oh, wow. Welcome, everyone. Please put your hands together for Lunara.
Can you guys hear me? All right. So we're very excited to be here today. Who's excited right now?
Woo! Ow!
All right. I like that. I like that. Okay, Ash, I'm ready. So according to the CDC, 1 in 3 of us are chronically sleep deprived. Look to your left, look to your right. Chances are one of you does not get the sleep you need for optimal health. We know that sleep is critical for every function in our lives. We also know that neck and back pain are major contributors to this dilemma. My name is Sarah. I've been a massage therapist for over 22 years, and I've worked with a lot of pain, much of that related to sleep position. What I know is that there needed to be a better solution, a better pillow for my clients, for my family. That was the catalyst for the Lunara Wellness pillow. So we have a lot of experience in sleep consulting, massage therapy, marketing, graphic design. This badass woman over here to my right, Ashley Weldon, and I have been friends since high school. We're Colorado natives, and we decided in April of 2019 to launch Lunara Sleep. So we have a customer who 10 years ago had a major spinal injury. She didn't sleep, you guys, for 10 years. She slept some, but not much. She had to get up every night, walk off her pain. She had interrupted sleep. The morning after she slept on the Lunara Wellness pillow, she messaged us and said, you guys, this is going to change lives. I slept through the night for the first time in 10 years. This is our why. Story after story, our customers tell us that all of the same life-changing benefits. So we've had an interesting journey, at least to us, long. And what we've learned on this journey is we've learned how to design a product. We've learned how to build a supply chain. We've learned how to protect our IP. We're currently patent pending and we have trademark protection. We have learned how to market and sell in the e-commerce space and also locally. So to understand the value of Lunara, this is our pillow here, you have to understand what's wrong with a common pillow. Most pillows were not made with your needs in mind. They were not made by people who understand the body or who understand sleep. Exactly. So we built Lunara to be comfortable, number one. We also built it to be supportive. If you were to see this, you just unzip the top. There are 3 layers inside. It's adjustable height for your shoulder, for your body, also to correspond with the density of your mattress. We also built it with the shoulder nooks so that when you're sleeping on your side, which 70% of adults prefer to do, your head, neck, arm, and shoulder are properly supported. Sadly, we live in a throwaway culture. It's recommended that you throw away your pillow every 1 to 2 years. That's because they're havens for mold, mildew, bacteria, allergens. At Lunara, we're here to disrupt this cycle. So we have two materials, 100% natural latex and 100% organic cotton. I could go on all night about natural latex. Judges, you have little bits of it there. It's really amazing material poured right out of the rubber tree. There are no chemicals. We don't use any blends. It's completely biodegradable and it's extremely durable, can last up to 10 years. It is soft and supportive. So when we've surveyed our customers to find out what their purchase motivators are, this is primarily what we hear from them. Number one, we're solving for neck pain and discomfort sleeping. Also because we want clean sleep spaces. We don't want to be breathing all those nasty chemicals. And also during COVID, we find that we're all spending a lot more time at home, right? In our home sleep environments. The bedding industry is really profiting from this. So we know that poor sleep isn't just contributing to feeling bad or to safety issues. We also know it has a huge impact on our economy. This is a conservative estimate of our target market. We do stand to capture a portion of the common pillow market, but we think that in the cervical pillow and latex pillow market, that's really our niche. Our go-to-market strategy from the beginning, we launched a successful Kickstarter campaign last October just to determine market readiness and also to build inventory. We then moved into building affiliate relationships. We sell through sleepfoundation.org online and also for local affiliates. And we've been doing local events here in Denver just to see so consumers can experience our pillow in real life. And then in 2022, we have many ideas of where we want to expand. That's why we're here tonight. We're poised for growth. We've had a really great response in the market. For all the units that we've sold, we have total 5-star Google reviews and very few returns. This is our revenue profile. Fast start with the Kickstarter, and then we spent some time doing some development inventory build, and now we're experiencing consistent growth heading into next year. Our cost of production is high right now, as you might expect with a consumer product, because our MOQs are very low. We've identified a scaled production model, and that should change. We are a sleep solutions company, not just a pillow company. We're working on additional products and establishing ourselves as experts in the field. Something we're really excited about is our local giving back program. A portion of every single purchase goes to Whiz Kids, a local nonprofit tutoring program for at-risk youth. And we're here, I think everybody knows, because we need money to grow. We're really at that next point. Lunara is not my pillow. It's your pillow. And we just want to say thank you to this community. So here's a little 10% off code for anybody who might want to invest in this. And for yourselves, I will say also that we have Susan in the audience tonight. In case you're wondering if she's a real person, she's here with us, our customer Susan. And I just want to say thanks.
You had your first sales through Kickstarter. How many roughly sales did you do on Kickstarter?
Well, our number was 22,500. That's how much we did in revenue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many units that was?
Nope. I'm going to say about 100.
That's fine. And so since then, how many units have you sold roughly in total?
We sold about 150 past that point. Yeah. Just through the online affiliate. We're listed under the organic pillow category as their best pillow for neck pain at National Sleep Foundation. So, and they're actually looking at putting us on another list as well.
Hi there.
Hi.
Tough to go through COVID and have a product that you're trying to push out in the market. So congrats to you guys for continuing to push
Thank
through.
you. It was not the best time to launch.
Yes, I understand that.
But we still did it.
Excellent. And so question for you, I've gone into Bed Bath & Beyond and looked at, excuse me, pillows for myself, ones that are cooling, ones that are this, ones that are that. It's hard to determine which type of pillow. How do you really differentiate yourselves amongst already a market that has several different types of pillows and an uneducated consumer?
It's true. That's a great question. We're really coming at it from the angle of working with people who manage pain. So chiropractors, wellness centers. We're partnering with osteopaths in town. We're starting locally because that's our market right now. And like I said, through the online affiliates. But Part of that is establishing ourselves as experts in the field of sleep and also understanding the body. Because really most pillows out there are just they're just kind of add-on products to mattress companies for the most part. Like that slide I had that says, insanity is the definition by doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. How many pillows are the same, right? So the education is really how we strive to create that differentiator.
Hey, thanks for pitching. So one of the ironies of looking like an attractive business is having strong lifetime value. And that comes from having repeat purchases or having additional product lines, et cetera. There are tons of different ways. And the ironic thing here is that you've created a pillow that, has these, I think, antimicrobial features where you don't have to make reoccurring purchases as frequently. So how do you think about increasing lifetime value to make yourself look like a more long-lasting, attractive business?
Such a great question. I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, they're going to ask us, this thing lasts for 10 years. Who's going to need to buy a second one? But really, everyone we know sleeps on a pillow for the most part, right? So that a big part of our sales is through referral marketing and people telling their friends and their family and, oh my gosh, I finally found the solution. But also we really are working on add-on products that we're working on a travel version because we have had people asking us about that. We have a YouTube channel where we educate for proper side sleeping position and how to adjust the pillow and all sorts of things, pillow comparisons. Oh, that's another way, Zanetta, that you could find out is we have bought most of our competitors' pillows and we've done live comparisons on our YouTube channel. But we suggest a certain way to sleep when you're sleeping on your side supported. So there are different pillows, like the one that goes between your knees and the one that's your hugger. And, there's a number of products along these lines that we feel like we can expand into. We're also writing a healthy sleep guide because, we as a culture don't really value our sleep. In fact, it's a little bit of a badge of honor oftentimes for people to be like, I don't even need sleep. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. So anyway, those are some of the things we're thinking about.
What's limiting your ability to scale?
Money.
To use for what specifically?
We specifically want to use that. I mean, we work with a really great branding and marketing company here in Denver. And actually we did a session with them earlier in the week at Denver Startup Week. So we have all of these ideas and ways to go to market. We want to partner with boutique hotels. I don't know if you've ever stayed at a hotel and seen they have pillow menus and, there's a lot of different ways that we can go to the market, but it's the two of us. And we really don't have professional partners. And that's something that we're really looking to build into. And also inventory. This is really a big one. We have a 120-day lead time for our scaled production model. And it's expensive to get everything here. And so we can't just buy 20. We're kind of at that next point where we need to really invest in inventory, in marketing, and I think some advertising. We haven't done any advertising. It's been really like just boots on the ground. We've bootstrapped to this point with a very small amount of angel investment.
Thank you, judges. Appreciate you. And thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. I need to feel this. Hold on, wait. I need to feel
it. Yeah. Pass it around.
Amazing.
I'll pass it around. Pass it around the crowd.
All right, as the judges take a little bit of time and we kind of rearrange the set up here.
Yes.
I will say that I spend probably 90% of my days like this at the laptop. And I literally just went to a chiropractor and he talked a lot about sleeping on my side and needing more support. So Lunara, take my money. I'm ready. Is everyone having a good time? Yeah? This side is having a good time. I don't know about this side. Is this side having a good time? Okay, good. My bedtime is literally at 9:15. So like we gotta keep going, right? Oh man. Our judge's bedtime is 9:32. So 8:30. Oh goodness. 9:33. Okay. Do I have a 9:35? Bedtime, 9:35? All right, judges, are we good? Thumbs up. I got some thumbs up here. Yeah, good. All right, we're ready to go on to our next presenter. Our next presenter is actually the winner of the BIPOC pitch competition from last night. So give a round of applause for Black Travel Box.
Can everybody hear? Can y'all hear me? They told me to project. So if I'm yelling at you, I'm not angry. They told me to do it. And I'm also going to cheat a little bit because I got my notes here. So nice to meet everyone and have this opportunity again to step in front of Denver Startup Week. My name's Orion Brown, and I am the founder and CEO of Black Travel Box. We're the only personal care products company for travelers of color, serving a $109.6 billion Black travel market. As a 15-year career brand strategist and marketing professional, I've been in almost about 20 countries. I love traveling, it feeds my soul, but really keeping up my personal care routine, and particularly my hair care routine, is a pain in the butt when I'm traveling. It's hard to keep up with. But there's pictures of me in Kenya, there's pictures of me in Ireland and a number of other places. I've been at a host of places and still had the same challenge. Over the years, I noticed that finding products to keep my regular beauty routine in check had become a full-time job. So check bags, tiny bottles, confiscated jars, it was way too much. And that tiny Pert Plus 3-in-1 bottle is not gonna hit it. The truth is that the hair and skincare industry and the options that are available in the travel aisle just aren't made for Black women in mind. So I created Black Travel Box as a multicultural lifestyle brand that really gives travel lovers the ability to enjoy the experience and not worry about what they're gonna put on their body or on their skin or in their hair next. We've been featured in top publications like Condé Nast Traveler, Beauty Insider, and others. And then my favorite, we were featured on Beyonce.com last year as a really great up and coming brand. My face is on there, I'm famous now, y'all. So, representation in the travel and beauty and personal care space is a huge challenge. 3 different spaces, all of them struggle with representation. As I mentioned, the Black travel, leisure travel industry is $109.6 billion. That's not even including professional travel. And it's growing every year. About 1 in 5 Black travelers takes an international trip at least once a year, and that number is growing exponentially according to Time magazine. Additionally, Black women, we spend 9 times more any other ethnicity on hair and skincare products. And we buy more because we use more, but we're still seeing this challenge within the industry of not seeing the reflection of our needs. The struggle is real. And we've got celebrities who have buku money and go to really fancy hotels like Gabrielle Union saying, I can't find things that work for me at insert fancy hotel here. So this is something that truly is ubiquitous to our experience. So Black travelers today are really demanding that brands and products and marketers really speak to them, recognize who they are, and speak to them in ways that resonate culturally and experientially, and they're willing to pay for it. So about 75% in a recent study said that they were looking for this kind of representation among brands. And then 53% of them said, I will pay you extra for it. Just give it to me. So it's a pretty good opportunity, right? The market for multicultural travel-ready products is ripe with opportunity. The total market for travel-sized products, the US personal care market, 43 billion. 3 billion of that is in travel personal care. And that gives us 372 million of those tiny bottles, the confiscated jars, the stuff that's been put in the checked bags and they still spill they still make a mess, and frankly, they suck for travel. So we have a really wonderful opportunity here. Another thing I'd like to note about this market, everyone said, like, there's this like kind of adage that, oh, you should go see if your market is there by looking at search terms. You have an entire community that knows that it's being ignored. They don't even look for it anymore. That's a problem. So we're disrupting travel by, rather than just kind of retrofitting stuff from large jars into tiny bottles, we're actually building travel-friendly products that are really made for out-of-home use. Our anhydrous balms, and anhydrous means that it doesn't have water in it. Our anhydrous balms and bars are made for travel. They last longer, and really they're safe to use. The ingredients are very safe and natural. So the only thing that our customers have to worry about is honestly the next trip. Our product line roadmap is broken into 3 tranches: prep, maintenance, and repair. And we're taking a multi-phase approach to launching. So we're actually starting with maintenance. Maintenance is that, how do I preserve my sexy while I'm on my trip? How do I make sure that I still look as good as I would at home? And then we're moving out into other areas with product development through personal care regimens. So regimented sets for specific care, for specific care behaviors, as well as active ingredients capability. So getting into spaces and places where we have active ingredients, where we're actually prepping the skin to be in the sun, restoring the hair after a swim in the ocean, that kind of thing. In spite of COVID, it has been, oh, now y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, good. And now I can hear me. In spite of COVID, the last year has been really promising. We've had millions in earned media, a growing and engaged community, over 1,000 customers. And this summer I completed 2 prestigious programs. Thank you very much. The workshop at Macy's, as well as Target's Accelerator. We'll be live on Macy's.com this fall, and potentially in the new Market by Macy's store setup for the holiday season. So really excited there. We've engaged with production partners, kicked off new product development, ramped up brand marketing, and a retail sales strategy. In 2022, we're going to take all this momentum, wrap it up with a strong multi-tier influencer strategy, cultural and beauty event partnerships, woohoo, post-COVID, and hotel hospitality partnerships as well, doing pop-ups in the places and spaces that people actually need these products. We're looking to continue to have strong luxury brand margins and continue sales growth 2 to 3x year over year, with a positive EBITDA in 2023 and forecasting conservatively to around just under 7 million in sales by 2024. So how am I going to get all this done? I've got a little experience. I'm not going to take you guys through it because I have to stop. But there is my ask. We were right here. We were right here. I love it.
Questions from the judges?
I feel like I've asked this question before, but
Deja vu, let's do it.
I'm curious on a little bit more on the financial side.
Yes.
And like what you've seen so far in terms of what it costs to acquire a customer, what's the cost of your product itself, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So other than Facebook going down this week and just annoying the hell out of everyone, our CAC has really been based off of more organic growth. We haven't actually done a ton of ads. I did do some ad testing and got to around $40 to $50 for fresh off, fresh on the scene. That's pretty good. Our average product, our AOV right now is around 53. That is without additional product line extensions and things like that. Right now, we're really focused on basics. As we bring on more bundles, the bundles just suck everything from individual items. It's very rare that you see someone purchase one item from our store unless it is a larger bundle.
Great presentation. Thank you. My question is, assuming this is successful and it takes off, what's defendable about the idea? What keeps larger cosmetics and beauty brands from going right after your market?
There's a couple things. One, how many of you in the room thought niche the second I started talking? Right? Like typically they're like, oh, it's a small idea, this, that, and the other. They haven't really learned to value, honestly, the Black consumer. When we're talking about $109.6 billion travel industry, when was the last time you saw someone nice and brown skin enjoying a vacation? I dare you to look at an ad for Jamaica and see an actual Black person in it enjoying the space. So they're ignoring the population, and this has been going on for years. Besides that, on the manufacturing side, let me not use jargon. Basically, it's not efficient to make small things, and it's not efficient to make things that are more complex. I'm building a business around the complexity of what we want to build for these consumers and starting it with that flexibility in mind. So operationally, I'm going out to different partners and seeing where the capabilities are, finding redundancies just in case somebody goes down. But that is the kind of stuff that you're not going to get with a Unilever. They're going to be like, no, we have 12 lines. They make bottles this size, and that size. Most of the time they farm out those travel size bottles you see. So it costs them way more. There's no financial incentive for them to make them better or make more of them.
I had the pleasure of using your product already. I heard about it a few months ago around here in Colorado, and the hand balm is like, on the way here, I used it. Did not know you were pitching. And my son said, Mom, that was whatever you just, it's amazing. It smells like cherries. So congrats to you for having such an incredible product. My question is, when you have, how are you getting feedback around the products that your target consumer loves? And what will you do with that feedback?
Yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing process. It's like you always have to be talking to people. We're getting feedback through Instagram. We're getting feedback through email. I actually shoot notes out to our customers all the time. But at the impetus at the beginning of starting this company, it was one-on-one interviews. It was talking to people. Most people say, oh, you get influencers and then you get them to share stuff and stuff. I was like, don't sell anything. I'm going to send you product and I want you to use it. Because if you're talking about a beauty influencer, they see so many products come across their table. If you're talking about a travel influencer, they actually know the practicality of the product. So I pressure tested just even this first MVP of products with folks that are essentially high-level users. And I'll continue to do that as well.
This is a great presentation. You've got a $6 million cap on this convertible note. You're obviously not planning on that going out to 2 years. You have a plan here. So can you talk to me about what the timeline is for this 300K and what you're planning on using it for?
Yeah, so the timeline for the 300K right now, I'm looking at around a 16-month runway. The way the P&L is structured, very nicely, by the way, we really don't need that much to infuse. So people are like, why don't you ask for more money? And but you must not know what you're talking about. Honey, we know exactly how we can get this done. So this is really to do a few things. We have opportunities with Macy's. I just finished Target Accelerator. Target Accelerator really just wants you to be ready. They don't want to put anybody out there that isn't ready yet. So readiness is essentially having the supply chain, having the capability. And that's where putting, down payments on future runs, things like that, working with R&D, that kind of stuff is really going to be key. And then beyond that, really using these dollars to drive marketing and drive sort of what I would call non-working media dollars. So those are the dollars that are creating the displays in store. Those are the dollars that are doing little perks and things and building up our rewards programs, our loyalty programs, things like that.
Thank you, judges. And thank you, Orion. Appreciate you. All right. Again, giving judges some time and giving you all some time just to shake it out. Do a little this, do a little neck stretch if you need it. We only have 2 more to go and then we're done.
You hook me? Thank you. Oh, I can move it. No? Okay, be big and loud. Okay.
I do want to thank you. Thank again via Venture Foundry. There are so many great, amazing accelerators and
No, you don't.
groups that are coming together,
you don't look
including
like that.
Target, et cetera, that Orion went through that are helping our entrepreneurs
Thank you.
to
Thank
really
you.
grow their
All right,
businesses.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, a quick check-in with the judges. Thumbs up. Are we good? Judges, yes?
Oh, no worries.
Good?
Another deep breath.
All right.
Thanks, sweetie.
Looks like we're good. Yes, fuel the judges. They need
Am I on
some
that first slide
replenishment.
now?
This is a lot of work. This
Okay.
is not an easy task.
Okay,
I do not
thank
wish
you.
to be
Thanks for
you
keeping me calm.
tonight. All right, we are going to bring our next presenter to the stage, Reciprocity. Come on
Hi.
in.
Hi.
Round of applause, everyone.
Thank you. Oh, so at the big leap here. Yes, I can. If I couldn't, then you should just say, have a nice evening, right? Hi, good evening, judges. Good evening, audience. My name is Stacy Allen, and I am the CEO and founder of Reciprocity. Reciprocity is a fintech SaaS company, and we're here because we think that all companies deserve a seat at the corporate social responsibility table. And until now, it's largely been focused, workplace giving programs, matching benefit programs have largely been offered and focused to the global Fortune 500 space. So I know we've been hearing a lot of negative stories about technology lately, especially maybe Facebook, and now it's impacting our children. So I'd like you all to sit back and relax and take a little journey with me on kind technology. Here we go. Believe it or not, in 1954, the IRS approved workplace giving programs that they could be deductible for corporations. So yay for that. Boo for the part that not much has happened in the space, but a lot has happened with how our workforce has changed. I mean, do you think they could say the words hybrid, remote, engaged, not engaged in 1950s, 60s? They can't. But again, nothing has really changed there. We have got to upgrade this benefit so that we can fund our nonprofits in our communities and make our country kind and better. Thank goodness for the millennials, every single one of you who are out there. I love you. The millennials got it going on relative to how they value life and their work. And they're definitely a generation that's focused on purpose and engagement and well-being. They want to do good things. They want to work for companies who care. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to announce that Reciprocity is here. We're meeting this need. We've taken down the barriers to entry, and the barriers to entry have been excessive costs, generally, complicated offerings, just overkill for small to medium-sized companies. It's no wonder. And when I'm saying small to medium, I'm talking 500 to 5,000 employees. It's no wonder these companies haven't been able to get into this space and get their seat at the corporate giving table. Well, we're changing that. And values, let's talk about values. Values like confidentiality, inclusivity, they belong in this space, this workplace giving space, just like you have for your 401k plan. I mean, does your employer choose what fund your 401k funds go into? They choose that for you? Well, they're largely choosing where your gift matching proceeds, your gift matching contributions go. That's generally how most of these plans are working. Outdated, just lackluster, wrong. I mean, you deserve the opportunity to choose your own destination for where your hard-earned dollars are going to help a nonprofit that you care about. Inclusivity. Why have we been forced until now to choose from the 10 or 15 pet causes that perhaps our employer thinks are important? It's just wrong. Employers need to open up these lists. You need to be able to choose where you want your money to go, and you need to be able to do that on a confidential basis, and now you can. Our business model is simple. We're a SaaS fintech company, like I mentioned. We have a very cool app called Generosity for employees to use. The company now, employers we've taken down that barrier to entry relative to cost. We've brought in efficiency. So now as an employer, a company, you can afford to have this plan. You're not going to get killed with administrative nightmares and complaints from staff and on and on. And the nonprofits, they're jumping for joy right now. They are going to come onto our platform for nothing. We're going to help them get on our platform. We're going to get them on if they're not on when someone requests them. And they're going to pay 4 cents on the dollar for all this money that's coming their way. They've never seen a new funding stream like this. It's revolutionary. Our competitors. So Reciprocity is the first to launch this SaaS type of offering where we are combining reoccurring payroll deduction and matching it with a SaaS platform. So workplace giving, recurring payroll deduction, SaaS platform, just like a 401k plan. None of our competitors are doing that. What they're doing is costly, it's huge, it's outdated, it's complex. It's just simply too much for the 500, 5,000 space. What we need is an effective gift matching plan. We don't need $500 an hour meetings and consulting on top of consulting to tell us what we should do to be a good corporate social responsibility person. Here's a quick look at our interfaces, our product. We've talked about doing good is good for business. We strongly encourage companies to be a corporate social responsibility player. We've been at this for 18 months and we're ready. We're ready to launch our product. We are 70% complete and we're here tonight to hopefully convince you to get us the funding we need so we can complete it and launch it. We have a ready-made market thanks to the millennials. We've had great success with our sales traction thus far. We're engaging 50 companies to launch with us on April 1st next year. We're making great progress towards that. Our financials, we feel like we are in a good place to beat these revenue numbers. They're conservative, that's okay. In our expense, I want to bring to your attention that our expense line items include almost a 25% marketing expense for our company. Our team is strong. We're currently made up of 3 executive managers. There's more to come. We're based definitely on connecting and supporting and working together. We have a rock star advisory team. Our exit strategy, I'm proud to share with you, includes the benefit of an ESOP to all of Reciprocity's employees. And in 3 to 5 years, we look to make that happen. So we're here tonight to say, please fund us. We're looking for 1.5 million in preferred equity for 25% of the company. We have some other players in the state and city space that have been so helpful to us, and we're just appreciated. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey about kind technology, and the future of giving is here.
So just to make sure that I'm coming from the right standpoint here, this is financial matching for charitable contributions made by employees out of their payroll?
Correct.
I'm just a little bit confused. You said that you don't have competitors in the space. My company goes through Gusto. I make a $50 contribution in every paycheck to Planned Parenthood directly out of my paycheck. So
right, does your employer match it?
No.
There you go.
I don't understand how the software in this instance increases the likelihood of my employer to participate in a matching program.
I can answer that. So the software, the software leverages technology. It makes it almost touchless to administer one of these plans. You know, we've got the app for the employee, Generosity. They use that to choose their nonprofits. They use that to elect to become part of the plan. So we've taken that off the corporation's plate. And one of the best things is it blends right in with the benefit annual election process, so that when you're doing all the other stuff with health benefits and what have you, this comes into play as well. And we provide all the back-end administrative software for the employer, so they have very, very little time or headache invested in that. So it's, you know, and at the beginning of the day, it's your money, and at the end of the day, it's ×2. So that cause you love just got $200 instead of $100. How great is that?
Thanks for pitching.
Thanks, Sue.
Yeah, no problem. Just to make sure I understand, so it sounds like your pricing is primarily on a PEPM basis and then on a 4% rough take rate, correct?
Yep.
So unless the employer itself increases its number of employees dramatically, you make more money on an incremental basis when employees are making greater contributions, right?
True.
So how do you think about upsell and cross-sell in order to show an attractive net revenue retention profile?
Right. So yes, absolutely. We felt like starting in the existing space would be very ominous and slow. So the existing space being the large corporations who've done it this way for quite a long time. We know the millennials are thirsting for corporate responsibility and purpose. So, but to your point, right now, the average, so the people who have gift matching plans, right now, the corporations that have them, the average employee contribution US wide is $969 a year. That's the average. Now we've taken that thought process and said, well, we're going to go to the market that wants us, and we're going to go to the top 3 sectors in the market: technology, logistics, and finance. So we're going to target the higher income people. The industry's full of millennials, and we're sure we'll get at least $969 on the average, if not more. And a lot of it depends on the employer's match policy. But typically, you know, medium, large companies, a real standard is like $2,000 to $5,000 a year. But I've never seen a plan yet that's below $2,000 matching a year. And in your higher income folks, they're going to stop putting their debit card in the kiosk to give money. They're going to stop or slow down on just handing out contributions here and there. And they're going to sit down with their significant other and say, what's our budget for charitable giving this year? Well, our budget between me and you is $1,000. Okay, why don't you let me do that through my payroll then? And then we're going to be given $2,000 because we're going to get the match. So that's really how we're looking at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Being in the space of doing goodness
Thank you.
For in corporate spaces.
I just feel like I've been, you know, everything I've done in my life has prepared me for this. I've been focused. I've been a nonprofit board member, a task member, a leader, you know, stay all night with the kids person. I've mentored kids, and, you know, I've been frustrated my whole adult life with the lack of support to nonprofits.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, we need this in our communities. We need healthier, better communities.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
do.
how we're going to get them.
Yeah, that's a really good place to start. And so I want to ask about that competitive space though. What's to prevent one of the players that are already in the market, or what's to say they aren't already developing similar software?
They could be.
And how would you compete against that?
Okay, first of all, yes, great question. It's a huge market. The sector we're launching into, no one has launched into yet, the small to medium sector, 500 to 5,000. Right now, per US NAICS, there are 15,000 companies in the US with 500 to 5,000 employees. Reciprocity is going to launch with 50 of those. We call a company equivalent a company that's going to result in us having 1,000 participating employees. So it's such a huge market. We fully expect that. We don't know, we got our ears out everywhere. We got Google alerts, we got spies. We don't, we feel like we're in the know, but we fully expect for one of these competitors, Benevity, Blackbaud, any of our top 3, we expect them to come forward with such an offering. Maybe they'll come forward at the same time as we do. We think our model is better. We know that we have things in our model. Well, we know right now, as I stand here tonight, they're confidential. We absolutely are taking a different look at things. Nobody has updated this space yet. So if they do update it and they come on with an offering like ours, I'm confident ours will be great. Ours will be better. I feel like we're prepared for the right reasons. And where have these competitors been all these years? Why can't you have a seat at the corporate social responsibility table until now? So I feel like the market's huge. We're on it. We're expecting competition, and we're here to lead the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Stacy and Reciprocity.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, you guys, we're here. We have one more company that we're going to hear from. One more. Yeah, we're close because we're close to the judge's bedtime. So we want to make sure, and my bedtime, we want to make sure we get out of here. But I want to hear from you all. How many of you, this is your first Denver Startup Week? A couple people, good. Welcome. How many of you are new to Denver? Newish. A couple people, welcome to the most amazing city ever for entrepreneurship and startups. Literally grown up here. Any originals? Original in the back, all right? Yes. I'm from A-Town. I'm from Aurora. So I've been here Aurora, yes, Aurora. I've been here all my life. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the judges for taking this time. We're all good to go. And we are going to call up our last presenter tonight, Near and Dear. Warm round of applause, the biggest one you've given tonight. Woo!
Hello, Denver Startup Week. My name is DJ Field. I'm the Chief Brand Officer at Near and Dear. We're really excited to be here and really thankful to be here. Thanks for having us. And what we want to do today is really start a conversation and a collaboration around this company that we've put a lot of heart into. These are our people. There's a lot of dude energy on that slide, so we're really hoping as we grow to diversify. But I love these people, and we are food lovers who believe in something really simple, and that is the foods you love should love you back. And what we mean by that mostly are fruits and veggies. It's kind of the least controversial medical advice is to eat more of those. We are good-natured vertical farmers, which means we grow indoors on big walls. And we just happen to produce the purest and freshest produce you've ever tasted. It's delicious and snackable. And we're already a thing. We're post-revenue, we're in market, and we're growing and very excited, like I said. I want to talk about three things today. The first thing is that we are all in a complicated relationship with food, kind of no matter what we eat, we're just set up for that. Near and Dear exists to uncomplicate this relationship with food. And lastly, we want to talk about how we want to build a community around happier plants, healthier people, and healing our planet. So this is our very body positive mascot, Fifi Leafypotamus. She reminds us that we're all on a journey with food, myself included. And she would like to tell the story about how we got into this complicated relationship with food. So once upon a time, all of our food came directly from nature. There was a lot of hunting and gathering, but we were eating exactly what we were meant to eat. Then the relationship got a little bit more high maintenance with farming, got a little bit more polluted in terms of water and air with the Industrial Revolution. Then it just got straight up toxic. Then it got a little dishonest with the advent of advertising. Then the relationship became long distance. And finally, we just started seeing other people in terms of eating the food that we were meant to. This created a lot of problems globally that we are out to solve in a small part with this company. So at no other time in history have we had the opportunity to eat like kings and queens. We can eat anything, the healthiest things ever. But instead of eating like modern day royalty, we choose to do a lot of this. So we're excited to talk about how we're going to uncomplicate this relationship.
My name is Matt. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Near and Dear. 6 years ago, I began evaluating my relationship with food. I was looking for food that made me feel good and healthy and gave me energy and that was good for the planet. I was looking for good mood food. 3.5 years ago, I realized I needed to do something. I did what any totally rational college sophomore would do, exactly what my parents wanted. I dropped out of college and I started a farm in my shed. For 2 years, or for the first 2 years, I worked alongside a professional horticulturist, learning the ins and outs of hydroponic production. And I took that knowledge back to the shed and developed our first prototype of our good-natured vertical farming system. For the first 2 years of Near and Dear, we went from shed to basement to our beta farm, where we've been for the last 2 years, continuing to develop and refine our growing system into what I believe is the most profitable, economical, and scalable vertical farm in the world. So what is vertical farming? Vertical farming at Near and Dear is big, huge 12-foot walls that we grow leafy greens on the side of. Traditionally, farming is done outdoors using pesticides and herbicides, relying on erratic growing seasons and a broken distribution chain. That leaves the produce at your plate sad, wilted, short shelf life, and lacking nutrition with no taste. And the local farms don't solve that problem either. They still rely on erratic growing seasons, pesticides and herbicides, even if they're organic, and they lack the scale to produce food competitively. First generation vertical farms, they have addressed these problems, but they do so at a huge cost. They rely on single purpose, high maintenance, overcomplicated equipment that requires tens of millions of dollars to build their farms with. And that just means that they can't scale fast. Their produce is overpriced and it's hard to and the systems are hard to maintain. At Near and Dear, we exist to uncomplicate this relationship. We are bringing back the family farm, and it starts with our proprietary technology. We've developed the most efficient, energy efficient and water efficient technology possible. We use 98% less land than traditional, or 99% less land than traditional farming. No pesticides, herbicides, or GMOs. We use 98% less water with our high pressure aeroponic technology. And that means we can, it's economical. Our technology leverages standard greenhouse equipment used in novel ways. So we're not reinventing the wheel like these other guys, but we're innovating and we're improving upon current proven greenhouse technologies and merging that with vertical farming. And so that means we're economical and we can scale. We can service, our plan is to build farms everywhere. Pueblo, Breckenridge, even a place like Ashland, Nebraska that you may have never heard of, they're looking for good food too, but our competitors can't scale down to produce for those markets because of their high startup costs, but we can. And so that means that we're delivering locally. We're building a community, and we are selling our produce directly to produce managers, local grocery stores, at our farmers markets, and directly to customers through our delivery service. Our revenue, we're at, right now we're growing 1,000 pounds a month in our beta farm. We sell to 5 grocery stores, 2 farmers markets, and a restaurant. We are, our same store sales are increasing by 25%, and our revenue is hockey sticking, and it's just allowing us to get feedback from the customers. We're selling the most tasty, fresh food, and the customers are loving it, and we cannot produce enough. Our technology is ready. We're ready to scale, and we have the team ready for that too.
Yeah, and again, we do want to become the vertical farming capital of the world here in Denver. That's our ambition. That's something we want to bring to this community. And again, with our team, we have Matt who built this from scratch. He learned it, and we're done. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I love the concept. Really, really cool. And congrats to you guys for thinking outside of the box and into the walls. I love that. We didn't have a chance to really hear about your revenue stream. We saw a quick slide go by. Can you talk to us a little bit about, sounded like you said you have 7 customers?
Yeah, so we have 7 wholesale customers.
Okay.
Right, we have farmers markets that we're each, we're doing over $1,000 per week at each market. We have the grocery stores, which, our wholesale customers, we deliver by the case to them. And we have, we're working on a delivery service right now that we've got signups for.
Okay, what does your funding model look like? It looks, I mean, that's a lot of startup costs to build these vertical walls and to get this going. What did that look like to be able to develop, to get that initial money into the business?
So the way we've gotten here is through self-funding and bootstrapping. We've had a small amount of angel investment, but to expand, we're obviously, this is kind of the start of raising for our Series A. That's going to get us into our a full-scale farm. This has been our beta farm developing the technology to the point where it's incredibly commercially viable and really what we believe is the most profitable vertical farm system in the world.
And how much money have you guys put into the business?
So we've put about $250,000 for the 3.5 years to get us from shed to our beta farm, and right now we're our total sales are approaching total startup costs. A lot of sweat equity.
So just to follow up, so you're doing 1,000 pounds a month in
1,200 square feet.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what does that equate to in sales? Like, what's your average monthly?
Our average monthly sales are anywhere between $10,000 to $12,000 currently, and it's a 60-40 split between our retail market right now, or our direct-to-consumer market, which is farmers markets and the delivery service that we're doing some with, and then our grocery stores is the retail 40%.
So I appreciate the opening riff about diversity, but this is an issue that very disproportionately affects communities of color. And diversity isn't something that you generate within your company through hope. So please talk to me about the efforts that you are directly making to increase diversity in your company.
Yeah, I mean, not a riff, it's real. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Truly not a riff. I mean, this company started because we met each other. And it's been, like he said, bootstrapping. We've been pouring in sweat equity. You know, there's not like a lot of enticing money to give to people around this, but it's not really a hope. I mean, the first thing we want to seek out are people who are going to represent the market that we're selling to. And this isn't just about us or men or about whatever. This is about truly connecting people with eating what loves them back. Yeah. And so we want to have that representation of everyone we're selling to, because we'd be idiots not to.
Yeah, and being in communities that are disproportionately affected by having bad food, which is usually minority communities. So we want our farms to be represented by people who are going to be eating the food. That's who we want to be eating the food.
Yeah. And also, I mean, body positivity is also a big thing. Like I kind of look like a sidekick in a Miller Lite commercial. I kind of feel like healthy eating is always like people on yoga mats and like whatever, but like we really are all on this journey, and we want to make it more accessible to eat things that are going to make you happier and have my wife be nicer to me.
You talked a little bit about how much more efficient you are than other farm alternatives. Can you talk a little bit about your margins profile?
So, I mean, the numbers regarding, I mean, other farms aren't really public. Aero Farms is the one competitor that we can compare to. They are they're going public. So they're projected to hit positive EBITDA in, I believe it's 2030. They're pouring tons of money into a company that's not gonna, be profitable anytime soon. We're projected to hit positive EBITDA in 2023. And, and it really just comes down to the growing technology. It's a lot more economical to scale what we have than it is for them. We can scale down and have small and big farms. They can only have big farms. And so they rely on broken distribution systems too, and a huge startup cost. And so just comparing apples to oranges right now, I mean, apples to apples, right? Us versus them. I mean, there are tens of millions of dollars, and our forecast we've evaluated is going to be about 2 million to 2.5 million to build our next farm.
Thank you, judges. Appreciate you. And thank you, Near and Dear. And that was it. You all are all amazing. You were amazing. Good job. Good job. That was a great presentation. And I know I have a couple vegetarians in the audience here. Anyone? Yes. Love the concept. Very, very important. Love the sustainability about it. Okay, our judges are going to sneak away. Off you go. And I heard that you all can make this a huge decision in like 60 seconds. You have probably 2 to 3 minutes. So while the judges are going off, I do want to talk about our prize packages. So everyone listen up. I want you to make sure that you're aware of what our participants and what our pitchers are actually winning tonight. So I'm going to go from first place. This will take me about 2 minutes to kind of go through real fast. So first place winner. First place. Oh, it got really quiet. Y'all are listening. Okay. First place winner. This is really awesome. I love our sponsors, and I love our community that supports Denver Startup Week and supports our entrepreneurs so incredibly in such an amazing way. So our first place winner is going to receive a package of valued at $10,000 in Amazon AWS. So these are active credits within Amazon. They'll also receive, for the first place winner, $7,500 in Venture X. So this is a private office space, which can it's expensive and it can add up. They also receive $7,000 value with Tonic. So offering the winning 40 hours of technical consulting services. Reactive TV, thank you so much for contributing to this package, $5,000, with the winner receiving exclusive access to private offices. Pausinelli, thank you so much for being a longtime Denver Startup Week sponsor and an amazing contributor to this pitch competition. $5,000 in intellectual property strategy review, which is so important for every single one of these entrepreneurs that we heard pitch today. Conteniglia Law Firm, professional legal services and advice for a full week, a business plan review, business plan structure, contract review, brand protection analysis, all of these things. If you're an entrepreneur, can you raise your hand if you know how much important this is to have all of these services? So important, so helpful. And then we also have $1,500 from the Downtown Denver Partnership. Again, huge sponsor of Denver Startup Week, 1-year membership to the Downtown Denver Partnership. And then Kaylin Jesse Photography. We have an amazing photographer here that is near and dear to my heart. Was someone clapping? Because someone should clap. I thought I heard a clap. We'll give them a huge startup support photography session. It's going. I'm still going. This person is going to get a lot of stuff here. CFO share, $1,200 in an investor analysis package. Still going. Devon Victoria Consulting. They are giving almost $1,000, equipping the Entrepreneur Academy, being able to complete that. It's a step-by-step blueprint for each entrepreneur. I'm almost done here. It's the last page. 2 more items. Almost $500,000, 500. It's really $400. From Paired, free annual membership for the winning company tonight. And they are pairing entrepreneurs and startups with talent. And then we also have, this is like so exciting, Sticker Giant. Yes. $250 worth of Sticker Giant for the winning contestant, winning pitch finalist tonight. Round of applause for this is amazing package. And with that, we have our winner. This is so exciting. Yes. All right, the judges are coming back. I'm going to stall a little bit because I want them here when I announce this, because I want them to see the excitement on my face, but I also want them to see the excitement that you have as well as we hear about our finalists. So I think the judges are chattering, they're talking, they're coming back. Round of applause for our judges. Without them, we would not have a pitch competition. So thank you so much. And I know literally just sitting, listening to the pitches, how hard this was for you all. Thank you so much. So we're going to start with our 3rd place winner. And I will say this to everyone listening, whether you are virtual, whether you're in the audience tonight, that every single pitch tonight was incredible and amazing and a great addition to the ecosystem here in Denver and also across our country and globally. Thank you so much for everyone who pitched. 3rd place winner, and are we having them come out and say and wave, please? Okay, is everyone ready for this? All right, 3rd place winner. I want you all to go crazy. Near and dear. Woo! Awesome. Thank you. Come on up here. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Thank you. All right. 3rd place winners, near and dear. All right. 2nd place. Give a huge round of applause for Clickvoyant. Woo! All right, and I didn't have time to talk about the 2nd place and 3rd place packages, but you all walk away with some really awesome stuff as well. And then in our 1st place, I want you all to stand up and give a round of applause to Black Travel Blocks. Orion, where are you at? Woo! Come on up here. I'm going to give this one to you. I'm going to give this one to you. Oh, look at, you got this. You got a check? A check? Do we have? The check costs money. It's acrylic. So I do want to, because again, I want to be honorable of everyone's time, and we have gone over a little bit. So thank you for staying. I just want to say again, let's hear it for all of our finalists, everyone who presented tonight. Round of applause. Again, a huge thank you to all of our judges, and a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, to you in the audience, to you online and virtual. Have a great night.